All right, let's dive into the mini design sketch. Now, before your brain even starts thinking tests or assignment, I want you to stop. Think of this as the very first step on a really cool research adventure. This is the moment you're packing your bag, checking your map, and just letting yourself get excited about the journey you're about to take.
And let's get one thing straight right from the jump. Your goal here is not precision, it's thoughtful intention. This is not about creating some flawless, perfect plan that's carved in stone. Nope, it's about sketching out your curiosity. So just take a deep breath. This whole thing is about exploration, not perfection.
You know, every great adventure starts with a call to action, and that's exactly what this first part is. We're going to chart the initial course of your inquiry. And to do that, we need to understand the purpose of this sketch. And, this is just as important, make sure our adventure is actually doable.
So what is this assignment really? Well, it's a formative step. Think of it like you're laying the foundation for a house that you're going to be building all semester long. This sketch is meant to be revisited, revised, and refined. The whole point is just to get the gears turning and to get your ideas down on paper. It's about starting, not finishing.
A huge part of any plan is knowing your limits, right? I mean, a trip around the world is an amazing idea, but maybe not for a weekend getaway. So this brings us to a really key question for your research. What makes a topic feasible? How do you pick an adventure you can actually complete?
A feasible project pretty much boils down to one key thing: access. Yeah, it needs to fit the time frame of the course, but the real question you have to ask yourself is, can you realistically connect with your participants? That's why starting with 2 or 3 of your peers is such golden advice. A topic like, say, student experiences in online learning is perfect because your participants are right there, in your own community.
Okay, so we know generally where we're headed. Now it's time to pack our bags. And this particular journey requires an essential toolkit, which is made up of 4 specific elements that are going to form the core of your design sketch.
These are the 4 core components, and trust me, they're simpler than they look. Think of them this way. Your research purpose is your why. Why do you care about this? The research questions are your what. What do you want to find out? The proposed participants are your who. Who are you going to talk to? And the ethical considerations are your how. How are you going to do this responsibly? That's it. That's the entire sketch. Just 1 or 2 pages covering those 4 ideas.
Every modern adventurer has new tools at their disposal, right? And in research, that now includes generative AI. But, like any powerful tool, you got to know how to use it responsibly. So let's talk about how to make AI your helpful sidekick, not the hero of the story. The rules of the road for AI here are pretty simple. Using it to brainstorm ideas, or maybe clarify a concept that's kind of tricky, or even polish up your writing a bit, that's a great idea. But using it to write the assignment for you, or to just make up sources, that's absolutely prohibited. Just remember, the AI is your assistant. It's not a substitute for your own thinking.
If you take away just one thing about using AI in this course, let it be this. The golden rule is to be transparent. Honesty about how you're using these tools is completely non-negotiable.
And being transparent just means following through with this required disclosure. If you use an AI tool, you just answer these 3 questions at the end of your assignment. This is not about getting in trouble, okay? It's about reflecting on how these tools are actually shaping your learning process. Think of it as part of the research itself.
So once you've submitted your sketch, how will you know if you're on the right path? Well, that's where feedback comes in. Let's talk about the grading system for a second, which is designed to be way more like a helpful map than some kind of final judgment. This assignment uses a pass/revise system. And what does that mean? It means the goal is learning, not just scoring points. A pass shows you've really thought about and engaged with those 4 elements we talked about. If your sketch needs a little more work, you'll get a revise with some really helpful feedback and a chance to try again. The whole point is to learn by doing.
So what about the 10 points you might see in the gradebook? Okay, don't let that confuse you. Those points are purely a formality for university tracking stuff. Your actual goal isn't a numerical score. It's to engage with the feedback and earn that pass.
Okay, you are almost ready to set out on your own. But before you go, here are a few final tips for the trail ahead, just to make sure you start this research journey with a ton of confidence.
So let's just bring it all home. Focus on clarity, not perfection. Remember, you're sketching. Make sure your purpose, your questions, and your participants all tell one coherent story. And above all, be bold, stay curious, and be totally open to revision. And hey, if you used AI, just remember to include that statement. You've absolutely got this.
So, we end with this. This whole assignment is your chance to start a brand new story, one that's driven by your own curiosity. It's the first chapter in your journey as a qualitative researcher. So just take a moment, look around your world, and ask yourself, what story are you ready to explore?